All right, here we go again. We're now reading about the Monroe Doctrine. Can you guess which president was president of the United States when the James Monroe Doctrine was created? Western Hemisphere is the USA's sphere of influence. Sphere of influence is an imaginary concept where we say that this area is our backyard. This is our place to play. Like we say that if we say that Monroe Doctrine is to be followed, then our sphere of influence would be the entirety of North and South America, and that Europe should not be allowed to come play in our backyard. They should not be allowed to come over here and mess around in South America because that's our backyard. This was a speech, not law, that was delivered December 2nd, 1823 by James Monroe. So President James Monroe's 1823 annual message to Congress contained the Monroe Doctrine. It was just a little part of his big speech, which warned European powers not to interfere in the affairs of the Western Hemisphere. Our hemisphere, our sphere of the world, stay out of it. In the field of international relations, a sphere of influence is a spatial region where a state or organization has a level of cultural, economic, military, or political exclusivity, as in, we're the only ones. The Monroe Doctrine was a message to the European nations to stay out of the United States' sphere of influence. Understandably, the United States has always taken a particular interest in its closest neighbors, the nations of the Western Hemisphere. Equally understandable, expressions of this concern have not always been favorably regarded by the other American nations. What do you mean you get to visit your backyard? Well, the other countries here have a say too. Do you? Well, do you? Punk. The Monroe Doctrine is best known as U.S. policy towards the Western Hemisphere, Western half of the world. Buried in a routine annual message delivered to Congress by President James Monroe in December of 1823, the doctrine warned European nations that the United States would not tolerate further colonization or puppet monarchs. It was designed to meet the concerns at the time, however, but it also would soon be a lasting part of U.S. policy in the Western Hemisphere. And you are going to end up with several presidents later on abusing this and treating it like it's law. I'm like, well, James Monroe did it, so why can't I? Sure, he was doing it to keep the European powers out, but I want to do it so that we can bully South America. And so there's going to be some stuff that happens out of that. But hopefully you're having fun and hopefully you're learning.